This morning, unemployment in America is 4.9%. That tells me I don't live in America. Because in Auburn, Gresham, and Englewood, and Lawndale, and on the west side, and the south side, and Roseland, and the hundreds, it's 25 to 35%. You can't build a community when 25 to 35% of the people in that community are unemployed. Unemployment is an absolute necessity. We've got to get jobs in America. We have to understand that we have to bring in businesses, bring in development. You can't tell somebody to respect your community when your community looks like an abandoned country. When all you do is ride down blocks and see boarded up houses, empty lots, torn down buildings, no jobs, stores closed. I watched 3 African American owned businesses close on 79th Street within the last 9 months. As we continue to see business close, we're not development. So when folks say, and I said this to the mayor a couple of weeks ago, when I first heard the announcement about O'Hare Airport going to have all this, a new runway and new modernization, I said, how does that help my neighborhood? So now we're going to have an employment thing in the community. People got mad at me when I supported Uber. So we supported Uber, and the taxi drivers all came mad at me and angry, and I said, let me tell you why I'm supporting Uber. Because first of all, I've tried for 40 years to get a taxi to come pick my place up, and the taxi won't come. Second of all, a taxi has never said, let's do an employment drive out on the south side of Chicago. Uber called me twice. They've done 3 job fairs there. At each one, they wanted to get 50 to 75 people. We had over 300 people at each one of them trying to drive Uber. So it's about coming in with access. I don't care what your name is. If you're going to come in and offer some jobs and hire people, fine. Uber, Boober, Duber, whatever your name is, come on in. And Lyft and Rise and all the rest of them can come in. We have to deal with unemployment and help Chicago become businesses across the whole city and not just downtown. There ought to be some, I remember Rich Daley. Rich Daley, when he was mayor, and we fought all the time, but I respect him because I believe he cared. And I was sat in his office when Walgreens was trying to build someplace on the north side, and he said, well, it's going to be a problem because Father Mike said he was trying to get you to build at 79th and Racine, and you said yes, and all of a sudden you dropped out after 2 years of meeting. It's going to be really hard to get that one over on the north side if you don't do this one on the south side. We all know Rich David, right? And he made it happen. We have to use our bullet pulpit in order to make sure if Motorola is coming into Chicago, if this corporation is in Chicago, what are you doing to hire from the neighborhoods where the highest unemployment is in the city of Chicago? How are we equaling the playing field in Chicago? We have to create positive alternatives, positive options for people to get about them. I keep hearing with the former police superintendent, Gary, and with the mayor here, the city of Chicago has the highest gang population of any urban city in America. It's 120-some thousand gang members in Chicago. So my point is, if we had the highest gang, and I just take them at their word, 2 questions. Number 1 is, we should admit failure, because if our kids are going to gangs because we haven't offered them other options, we should look at ourselves. Secondly, if a child says he wants to get out of a gang, what do we offer besides lockup? And if Mike Pfleger is a GD and he says he wants to get out of the gang tomorrow, what does he do? Call 911? Or 311 and wait for 20 minutes? What does he do? So if there's not a Savannah or someplace to go to, how do we offer them help? How do we offer them an alternative? And going back with the whole jobs thing, again, I'm opinionated. I look at what's been done by this government in the state of Illinois that makes me angry and cry at the same time. Every youth employment job has been taken away. Every anti-violence job has been taken away. I understand the state is in trouble, but this is not a business, Bruce, that you can flip over like some other investments you've done. These are real people dying out here in the community, and we got to care for them. In September 2014, we hired 1,150 at-risk youth. They signed agreements. Not one of them involved in any kind of a negative activity, locked up, arrested, anything for the whole summer. This past summer, it went from 1,150 to 350 because all the state employment jobs were wiped out. So what do we tell those other 900? Well, the state said they ended the program. how are they going to survive? How are they going to live? What are the options we're offering rather than just demonizing them and telling them what they should not do? What do we offer them with something to do? I've watched in our community as we create positive. We started a Peace League 4 years ago. It was all gang members. We had 4 teams. 4 gang teams, each had a team. Joaquin Noah, Danny Crawford, Jim Capers, and Mark Davis, and Russ, what's that guy's name with the $100 million contract? Derrick Rose. Derrick and Taj Gibson and Coach Isaiah Thomas all worked with it. We had that game. Everybody backed off. The city wanted nothing to do with it. The police wanted nothing to do with it. Said it was going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be terrible. We had 2,000 people in the gym. Not one single incident happened in that gym. As a result of that, we started a Peace League at least every Monday night. We've now moved from 4 teams with each a game team to 8 teams, and now we do a draft. So on every team, there are 4 to 5 different gang members. And what? They're building relationships. Now we put 200 of them through GED classes because we teach 2 GED classes. And now we've gotten them, when we can get jobs, put them in jobs and help their families out and help stabilize them. 95% of the brothers on the street want the same thing everybody in this room wants, an option. When you offer people something better, they will take it. But we got to have something to offer them. We hired 4 young men who were former gang guys who worked for us on the street. They were one of the programs the governor wiped out last summer. So I took my salary and the salary of some other people in the church that didn't realize they weren't going to get any bonuses. Because we had to keep them going because they were able to stop and drop the violence in our particular neighborhood 85%, while everything else in the city was going up. We know what works, we just got to have some help with that. There also is the easy access to guns. And everybody keeps saying, well, Pfleger, how much I got? How much time I got? 3 minutes? Okay. Take your shoes off. Real quickly, we got to do something with the gun issue. And everybody says, you know, what about the Second Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Second Amendment? I believe in the Second Amendment. First of all, the British aren't coming back. But second of all, understand that all I want to do is treat guns like cars. Title a gun like a car. If I get a car and I give it to Cusick and I don't transfer title, and Cusick gets in an accident, he's a crazy driver, I'm the one that's going to be responsible for it. So the same thing with guns. So the person buying 200 guns legally and selling them on the streets of Chicago is held responsible if they don't transfer title. All I want to do is make responsibility so the people making a ton of money selling guns on the streets and creating this havoc that's going on out here now, because now guns are the first line of offense, we've got to stop them. Let me go real quick because I know I got now probably 2 minutes, but take your watch up. The last issue I want to get into before I tell you I'm begging your support is the issue of race. We've got to deal with race in America. When you go to the root of almost every one of these problems, racism is there. When are we going to find the courage? And when are we going to find the faith to deal with this disease of race that runs like a DNA in our blood system? I remember Cardinal Bernardine saying, when you really fight racism, it's going to make you cry like peeling onions. But we got to be willing to cry. We've got to be willing to deal with this race issue in America today. This poison is killing so many people's lives and pulling away from it. We were just talking to a group here from Beverly the other day. I was supposed to be going out to speak in Beverly the 27th. You might have seen some of the internet, all these folks saying, you know, they're going to protest if I come. You know, I'm this and I'm that and all those things. And one person who I talked to on the phone, because I pay people to have to do that at the front desk, so I don't have to listen to all those other things. But he said to me, you just deal with all those ends over there and stay out of our neighborhood. We've got to deal with racism in America. We've got to face it. Some people say, why the phrase Black Lives Matters? Why don't we just say all life matters? Because we know the rest of lives matter. And we got to understand, like Sandra Bland's mother told me. She said, when we say Black Lives Matter, all we're saying is us too. That's all they want. With us too. Real quickly, time is running out on Chicago and on this country. We need your help. I need your help. We're going to have to target communities. We're going to have to target those who are most vulnerable. We're going to have to target the unemployment. We're going to have to target people who feel disposable and throwaways in society. We're going to have to target homelessness. We've got to target areas where there's high unemployment and there's lack of opportunities, where schools are underfunded. I need you to not only care about these issues, I need you to get involved. Dr. King said something in the Civil Rights Movement that I will never, ever forget, because he's my mentor. And Dr. King said one time at a gathering in a church with multiracial people, he said, listen to me, we are never going to change civil rights in this country until other races get involved. He said, well, it's just black people fighting, America won't care. But when Catholics and Protestants and when Jews and when Muslims, when other people get involved and care, he said, that's what will change America. And that's what we have to do now. So I beg you to be lobbyists. I beg you to lobby as much as you can, to lobby our community, our city, to fight for the most vulnerable. To lobby the mayor and the governor to not cut us off and make us feel like we're throwaway communities. I beg you to lobby and be a moral voice of conscience, the churches. And I'm a pastor, I'm a Catholic priest, but I believe the church is the most responsible in this country for where we're at. Why do you say that? Because I understand government, I understand corporate America, I understand the education system, but we're supposed to be the voice of conscience. We're supposed to be the moral voice that rises up and says what's not acceptable in our country. So lobby our churches to stand up and be the prophetic voice that America needs right now. America needs a conscience again. So lobby us to deal with this race problem. We got to deal with every single week. And this week, George Stephanopoulos, if you ever watched that Sunday morning, at the end of every show, he says, now we're going to remember. We are going to remember all of our military that lost their life last week. And there's just a scroll of names and ages. Nobody asks if they're black, white, brown, yellow. Nobody asks if they're gay or straight, rich or poor, Catholic or Protestant, Jewish or Muslim. They are American citizens in the military who lost their life, and we should all be upset about that. Well, the same damn thing has to happen about a child killed on the south side, or the west side, or the north side. These are our children. They're American citizens. It doesn't make any difference if they're poor, or they're black, or they're brown, or they're rich, or they're gay, or they're straight. They are children in America, and no child should wonder if they're going to be alive. It's unacceptable in America. Our faith demands that we're light that smashes the darkness, that we're salt that seasons, that we are good neighbors. The story of the Good Samaritan. I'm really at a point in time where I don't think we need any more elected officials. We don't need any more clergy. What we need is some Good Samaritans. We need some people who want to be neighbors, who care about the one line on the side of the road. Not the priest to walk by him, not the Levite to walk by him, but says, let me help you if I possibly can. Dr. King, in his final talk, one of his final sermons, final book he wrote, said, where do we go from here? Chaos or community? So we have to make a choice. We're in turmoil in Chicago and in America. But I also think this is a moment of opportunity. I think this is a Kairos moment when we can make a better America and a better Chicago if we're honest enough and courageous enough to go to the root of our problems and not just animate this cancer. I believe I'm about to get jumped. I believe we can do this. I close saying this to you. In 9/11, we gained a whole new respect for a group of people we call first responders. What were first responders? They were men and women who were willing to go into places of danger to save somebody's life. That's what I'm asking you. That's what I'm asking the church. That's what I'm asking Christians, Muslims, and Jews to do. We need some first responders. So I'm willing to do, speak, and go to the dangerous places because lives are worth saving. God bless you. Thank you.